Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around, and the worst of all.
What is going on, guys? We are at Hersheypark today for our 5th visit of the season. As you can see, it is cloudy right now, and so Evie, are you ready? Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Fahrenheit, and I'd rate it an 8.5 out of 10. There was a rattle on it, but other than that, it was good. And so Evie, what did you think of it?
I'm gonna give it a 7 because it was crawling through that layout, and yeah, I did feel a little rattle too. Other than that, it was alright.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode both Jolly Rancher Remix and Megs, and I'd rate both rides a 9 out of 10. They were both very good. And so Evie, what'd you think of them?
Mix I'm gonna give a 9, and then Jolly Rancher Remix an 8.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Breaker's Edge, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was really good, but also really freaking windy. And as you can see, we're exiting near the splash pad. And so Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, that was a pretty windy ride. Give it an 8.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode both Whitecap Racer and Riptide, and I'd rate both rides a 9 out of 10. Riptide hauled at that last moment that it made me fall off the tube. And so Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I thought Whitecap Racer was good. I'll give that a 9, and then Riptide was also good. Give it an 8.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode both Hydro and Pipeline, and I'd rate both rides a 9 out of 10. I heard you make the fart noise this time. They were both really hauling, and the water was really warm. It's been warm on Coastline Punch today, and so Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, Hydro, I'm gonna give a 9. That was a pretty good one, and then Pipeline, that was also really good. Give it a 9.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Vortex, and I'd rate it a 9 out of 10. We got an extra lap before we went out into the bull, and it was really good. And so Evie, what'd you think of it? What?
Give it an 8.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Whirlwind, and I'd rate it a 9 out of 10 because this time I was the one going backwards, and I love going backwards on Whirlwind because you don't see what's coming, and that's such a good factor about it. And so Evie, what'd you think of it? Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Surge, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It still has not that exciting elements, but it still is a really good slide because it was hauling. And so Evie, what'd you think of it?
I'm gonna give it a 7. Like you said, it wasn't anything special, but yeah, it was hauling.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Intercoastal Waterway, and I'd rate it a 9 out of 10. It was a relaxing ride. And so Evie, what'd you think of it? Oh yeah! So we just rode Whitecap Racer, and I'd rate it a 9 out of 10. It was a good re-ride. I rode the blue, and so Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah! This was a good day here at the boardwalk. We came here during Sweet Splash, so we were able to knock out Breaker's Edge and Whitecap Racer, but we did it in a strong freaking wind, and then we rode the whole complex of Coastline Plunge. We even rode the least popular ride, I feel like, on there, Surge, and yeah, so we even got a re-ride on Whitecap Racer in the end, as you just saw, and we even got on Intercoastal Waterway for the first time this season. That was good. And so Evie, how did you say this?
I agree. We were able to do everything at the boardwalk, so it was a good time, although I wish it wasn't so windy because I think we probably would have done more, but other than that, we had a good time.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Wildcat, and I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. It was jerky, and yeah, RMC needs to come and do the work already. And so Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna give it a 7. Yeah, it was pretty jerky and bumpy throughout the ride. It's time for an RMC.
Yeah. Okay, so we just rode the lightning side of Lightning Racer, and I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. It was good, but we lost, which is not as fun because it was a tie, but they still considered Thunder winning. But it was a good ride on Lightning Racer. And so Evie, what'd you think of it? Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode the Thunder side of Lightning Racer, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was really good. And so Evie, what'd you think of it? Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Wildcat in the back row, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was still good in the back row, but RMC still needs to come and do their work here. And so Evie, what'd you think of it?
I'm gonna give it a 7. It was kind of bumpy. Yeah. Hopefully this thing does get RMC.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Sky Rush, and I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. We had to wait like almost an hour and a half for it, and it was an hour and a half by the time we got in the station, but we were in the queue for almost an hour and a half. And another reason for that is because dispatches were already slow, in addition to it being crowded today. And yeah, so Evie, what did you think
Yeah, I
of it?
agree. Give it a 7. Waited an hour and a half. It was way too long.
Okay, so we just rode the Hershey Triple Tower and Dry Brush Railroad, and I'd rate both rides an 8 out of 10. They were good, but Triple Towers had a little wait, and so Evie, what did you think of it?
Yeah, Reese's Tower, I'm going to give it an 8, and then Dry Gulch Railroad, give it a 7.
Okay, so we just rode Frontier Flyers, and I'd rate it 7 out of 10. We waited over a half hour for it, and so Evie, what did you think of
I'm
it?
going to give it a 6. We waited a half hour plus. These waits are crazy today.
Okay, so we just rode the Ferris wheel, and I rated a 6 out of 10. I mean, it took over a half hour to get on, but other than that, it was still a good ride. So Evie, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 6. Yeah, that line was a bit long, but yeah, other than that, it's an alright ride.
Okay, so we just rode Great Bear, and I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. We got stuck on the brake run for a few minutes at the end, but overall it was worth it, and it was a little wait too. And so Evie, what'd you think of it? Oh yeah! So this was a good visit here to Hersheypark. Well, not quite as good visits because we had to wait. We had to deal with so many waits today because it was a Saturday, and we didn't think it was going to be this slammed on a Saturday. And so, Evie, how would you say this visit was?
It was an alright day. I mean, we had a good time getting on back on all the coasters we wanted to, and it was good being able to do everything in the boardwalk today. But yeah, the waits were really long today, and it just was, I don't know, it just wasn't really that good. I hope next visit the waits won't be as bad as it was today. But I think it's because we came on a Saturday, so we should have expected it.
Yeah, so make sure to stay tuned for more coming soon to Coastal Plus Music 19, and make sure to subscribe if you are new and turn on post notifications so you will not miss a new video when it becomes uploaded. And make sure to go check out my merch store on Bonfire. I'll have a link in the description. I have t-shirts, face masks, all the things, so make sure to check that out. I'll have a link in the description, and I will see you in the next.